Now, on a less optimistic note, let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Because this is a bad loss. After last week, you go and beat Baltimore. Now you come back and you lose to Carolina. Now, Gardner Minshew did not have the best performance this game. I don't think he played all that bad. He had one pick, 200 yards, completed the majority of his passes. But the Raiders head coach, he came out and said that not necessarily that you could expect a quarterback shift, but that they may consider going from Gardner Minshew to AOC. I disagree with that because realistically, I don't think either of these guys are going to be your long-term answer. And also, the Raiders aren't going to be good enough to get a very, very high pick aren't going to be bad enough for a very, very high pick. So I think you roll with a slightly better quarterback in Gardner Minshew, and then you just kind of go from there. You try to win. You try to bring fans into the stadium, especially because I view Las Vegas as more of a tourist attraction. You know, people are going to go, attendance is going to fluctuate week in, week out. So you want to have a guy that's going to be a draw, and Gardner is much more of that than Aiden O'Connell. And I like Aiden's game, but we haven't seen much from him in the NFL in terms of, actually really being a very solid contributor. And so I don't think either of these guys are a long-term answer. Why not go with the draw of Gardner Minshew? And I don't think he's played all that bad. Last week he was really good against Baltimore. In week 1 he completed like 75% of his passes. I think Gardner Minshew is a very solid quarterback, and I don't think that you should move on from him because realistically, moving on from him isn't going to get you anywhere. So it's a lateral move and maybe even less. I think Aiden O'Connell's a little bit worse at this point in their careers, and it's also Aiden O'Connell's not the guy you want to necessarily put all your faith in developing either. So I think Gardner is the way to go, and you should not move on from him in favor of Aiden O'Connell. The Raiders just aren't in the best QB situation right now, and Devontae Adams is getting older. I don't know. I believe there was a team that was looking at him as a trade target. I don't know what's going to happen there. But for the Raiders, I think now you just want to try to win games. You want to try to keep Devontae Adams happy, and Gardner is the answer for sure. If you enjoyed this video, it would be great if you could find it in you to like, subscribe, maybe check out the full podcast on Spotify, follow us on there, follow us on Instagram. I know realistically this podcast isn't going to go anywhere ultimately, whether it's via the segments on YouTube or the entire podcast itself, but I want to get into the sports broadcasting business. I want to be able to promote thought-provoking discussions about the NBA, and I would love to do it via State of the Association. Thank you if you made it all the way through.